Nah, I'm glad she did it the right way. 10-9-8-7-6-5-4-3-2-1-0.
Yeah, I was always showing off.
I went to Brooklyn Tech, man.
Microphone check.
This is HUR Voices on SiriusXM Radio Channel 141 with your hosts Carl Brown and Sharrarne Morton.
Welcome to the Small Business Report here on SiriusXM Channel 141, HUR Voices.
Yeah.
Hey, this is your host, Carl Brown, and I got in the studio with me today, Miss Sharrarne Morton.
Every Thursday. What are you talking about, Carl? Not just today. Hello, everybody.
That's right. That's right. Give them some juice.
Give them some juice and look, I need everybody to go to my website, mortonmediatv.com. If you're interested in getting any kind of media services, mortonmediatv.com. We produce this show. So, what does that say? It's a great show, right, Carl?
Right. That's right.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Well, look, I've had a fabulous week.
That's a good thing.
Last
week was good too.
Oh yeah. Last week was off the charts, and this week is well.
Okay.
I went to my first board meeting.
Okay.
This week.
Board meeting for what board?
For the Americas SBDC.
Small Business Development Center. That's right. Yeah.
That's right. My first one.
Congratulations for being a board member, by the way.
Thank you. Mm-hmm. And, I was a little nervous because I had never been there before.
Uh-huh.
But then, when I got there and I said, well, hey, I got an equal seat at the table
with
everybody else.
Yes.
And participated.
Mm-hmm.
It's one thing to be there and just be there and not say anything.
Right.
But then when you can give to the organization, and that's what I was doing this week. So
and guess how many people wish they had a seat at the table. So kudos to you.
I know. And I represent all those that wish they had a seat at the table.
That's right. Yeah.
So,
speaking of seat at the table, who are we having? Our first guest.
Oh, my God. We're going to have someone that's going to teach us how to get some money.
That's right. And sometimes that helps you to get a seat at the table when you have some money, right?
Well, if you got some money, you're going to have a seat at
That's
the table.
Right.
Always.
That's right.
So
okay.
We got Rod Johnson, who is from the SBA. He is the Lending Relations Specialist. And he's going to talk to us about how to get a loan from an alternative lender, commercial bank, credit union, or micro lender.
That's some good stuff right there. And we also have Ron Lewis. He's the founder and CEO of At Work, and he's going to tell us what At Work can do for you. So we got a great show, don't we, Carl?
Got a great show coming up, so stay tuned here on SiriusXM Channel 141.
This is HUR Voices on SiriusXM Radio Channel 141 with your hosts Carl Brown and Sharrarne Morton.
Welcome back to the Small Business Report here on SiriusXM Channel 141. We got Mr. Rod L. Johnson from the SBA.
Small Business Administration.
Small Business
Yes,
Administration.
we gotta tell our listeners those acronyms, what they mean.
I know,
Some people don't know.
I'm bad. But the Small Business Administration, this brother has a wealth of knowledge, decades of experience in the banking and lending area. He is the Lending Relations Specialist for the SBA. Welcome to the show, Rod.
Thank you for having me, Carl.
So, Rod, I guess you're going to tell all of our listeners how they can go about getting a loan from non-traditional lending institutions, right, hopefully?
Well, we'll start with traditional lenders,
okay.
And then we'll move to non-traditional lenders.
Well, anytime, I know before we started the show, you said, it's really easy to get this money. So we're going to hold you to that.
Yeah.
Well, you got to follow the blueprint, though. You got to hear what he has to say.
Okay, yeah.
He makes it easy.
Yeah, okay.
But you got to follow the leader. So what is the minimum FICO score the owner of a business needs to qualify for a loan?
All right. So according to SBA regulations, it is a 650.
Oh,
FICO
okay.
score.
Right.
That's not bad at all. I mean, most people think probably in the sevens they need, the 700s, but 650?
650 for an SBA product.
Okay.
But you're correct, 700 for the banks.
Okay, all right.
Okay.
So it's good to go to the SBA. It seems like they have a little bit more flexibility.
Well, the SBA is not a direct lender, and a lot of people do think that the SBA is a direct lender. You work with your bank, and then the bank approaches the SBA to get the deal done.
I'm assuming the SBA guarantees the loan to some extent.
So we're guarantors. Yes,
Yeah.
we provide anywhere from a 50 to 90% guarantee depending on the loan product.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, that's some good stuff right there. And by the way, what's the SBA website for our listeners that they can go to and get this information?
Yes, www.sba.gov.
Okay.
All right.
And once they get on the website, because there's a lot of information
Oh,
on
there's
the
a wealth of
SBA
information.
website, where do they go once they get on the SBA.gov? Will they just type in like lending or loans?
And they can type in lending. They can type in business planning. There's a wealth of things out there on the website, how to win a government contract.
Okay.
I mean, there's just a plethora of information. But what I would tell people to do is actually to sign up for the newsletter so that they can get the information that comes out weekly from the SBA.
That's a good idea right
That's
there.
right.
Yeah.
And they're our partner.
Yeah.
You know, the Small Business Development Centers are partners with the SBA. I mean, so
yeah.
one can't live without the other.
Yep. So what's the minimum? You told us the minimum FICO score, Rod. What's the minimum Dun & Bradstreet Paydex score to get a loan? And explain what that means, the Dun & Bradstreet Paydex score. What is that?
All right, so think of Dun & Bradstreet as the FICO for business.
Okay.
All right, so the measuring rod is 0 to 100. That's your that's the score.
Okay.
Now the minimum Paydex, think of the Paydex like your personal FICO score.
Right.
So the minimum Paydex is 55.
Okay.
However, most lenders are looking for a Paydex score of 80 and above.
Okay. Okay.
So now if you walk into a traditional bank and you're looking for, I'm going to go a little high here. So if you're looking for a $500,000 line of credit, if you have a FICO score of 700 and a Paydex score of 80, your business is showing profitability, you stand a very good chance of getting that $500,000.
Okay.
All right.
That's
now.
good news right there.
Absolutely. Because
Yeah.
every single business needs money.
Yes. To
That is
survive.
the lifeblood of any business.
Of anybody.
Well, true.
Yeah. So a lot of people have never heard of a Paydex score. I mean, what exactly is it? Is it just basically what your business credit score is?
Okay, so again, think of it as your FICO score. So what that measures is how you pay your vendors.
Okay.
Yeah,
So
say that again.
Okay.
it
Yeah.
How you
measures
pay your vendors.
How you pay your vendors.
Yeah.
So the banks report to it, and whomever your vendors are actually report into the Dun & Bradstreet report.
Interesting.
And so let's say you have 30-day terms with your vendor, but you're paying them in 45 to 60 days, then
You're not gonna have a good
you're
Paydex score.
Not going to have a good Paydex score.
Okay.
That's
That's
that
good.
55.
Yes.
So that's that
yes.
55. This is not baseball where batting a 340 is good. Okay.
Okay, so people need to know that, especially our small business owners. They need to know that their vendors are reporting whether they're paying on
That's
time.
right. Just
a lot
like
of people
they're
don't know
reporting
that
about you.
You're-
You need to report about them.
about the vendors.
about
Yes.
your vendors.
Is there a way to report that?
Absolutely.
Do you
It's not
report that
just
on the
a woman.
Paydex as well?
Yes.
Okay, that's
Yeah.
good to know.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't know that
'Cause
they can report
have
on their vendors.
Yeah, you have vendors that feed off of your business too.
Right, but I'm saying a lot of people may not know that they can report their vendors to this pay. Is it the Paydex
Yeah, the
reporting system?
Dun & Bradstreet.
Dun &
Okay.
Bradstreet.
Mhm.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, you know, I've been doing this so long. It's
I know,
like
Carl.
it just rolls off.
off. Yeah, but you have to remember all the people out there.
I know,
they don't
I know. And
No.
that's
Yeah.
why we're
They
on the
don't
air.
know.
That's
to,
right,
To,
that's
to
right.
give them that knowledge
Yeah.
so that they can move forward.
Yeah. So, did you want to ask that next
Yeah,
question, Carl?
you know, how many years of business tax returns, personal tax returns, and what other information is needed to get a loan?
All right. So we have to look at two issues.
Okay.
One, if you're a startup, then you're really not going to have historical data.
Right.
All right. So if you're a startup, then of course we're looking for the business plan. Please do not submit a 50-page business plan because it will not get read.
Okay.
And so if you keep it to about 10 pages, including your financial projections, all right, that's a good business package.
Right.
And Carl and his people will help you with that at the
That's right.
SBDC.
For
They
free.
sure will.
Okay.
For free, yeah.
For free.
So his group will help you with that. Now, if you are an established business, and let's just say 2 years or more in business, but we'll use 3 as the average, 3 years.
Okay.
3 years of business tax returns, 3 years of personal tax returns, right? Then you need to complete a personal financial statement, which you can find at sba.gov, okay, and complete that. Then we're in the month of November. All right, so then we would need the 10-month balance sheet, income statement, accounts receivable, accounts payable aging, and if you're a government contractor, whether municipal, local, or federal government contractor, then we need a contract backlog report for the same period.
Oh, wow. That's a lot of stuff. A lot of
Well,
information.
that shows that you have money coming in.
And you need
know.
that for the loan. Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
I left one thing off. 3 months worth of bank statements.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
Business bank statements.
Business bank statements.
We were talking
Yes.
at one time, Carl. Remember, I think one show we were saying people were mixing up their, or maybe they didn't have a business
Right, a
account.
business
they were
account.
using their
They were
personal
personal
account.
account.
That's
Yeah.
a no-no, right, Ron?
Do not commingle. Commingling is what
Yep.
you're talking about.
Right,
So do
yeah.
not commingle your funds. And so a lot of people will form what we call a single member LLC.
Yes.
Okay. And so, the deposits from performing on the contract, we'll say performing on the contract, will go in to the business account.
Okay.
But let's just say that you're coming up a little short in your personal account. So what people will do is, let's just say to go get your hair and nails done, then they'll go ahead and dip in to the business checking account to pay for a personal expense
Right.
when that's not what you're supposed to be doing at all.
Right.
Right,
Yes,
right,
yes.
right.
And they should know that, I think.
So while we were in the green room,
You should see the faces Rod's making.
well, it's true. I wish we were on TV.
Well,
'cause,
unless you're on TV, I mean, those are
Yeah.
expenses that you can write off, by the way. If you know that, you can write off hair and makeup if you're in TV. But if you're not, then you certainly can.
Yeah.
Yeah. But go ahead. What were you saying
No,
in the
I was
green
going
room?
to say while we were in the green room, we talked about retained earnings. So, you want to talk about that?
Okay, so we're going to assume that your company is profitable. And so instead of going out and purchasing the Maserati, okay, we're looking for the company to retain some earnings. Now, we understand that if you're an LLC, that typically about 40% of the company's net profits will be used to pay taxes.
Yes.
All right, but other than that, you need to retain the rest of those funds in the company. There are 2 ways to grow the company: retaining earnings and then debt to the company. Understand that equity, right, costs you more than debt does. So debt is cheaper to grow your business than retain earnings.
Interesting. That's
I
interesting.
didn't know that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
let's
why
see.
is debt cheaper?
All right, so about 2 weeks ago, the Federal Reserve did lower the prime rate to 4.75%.
Okay.
Right.
Okay. Now, if you're looking for equity into your company, then typically the investors are looking for an 18 to 20% return on their money.
Okay.
Okay. And so therefore that equity that's being injected into your company actually costs more money
Wow.
for your business to grow.
Okay. So it's
So,
Go ahead,
I'm
Carl.
just going to say we got about 30 seconds. Why don't you give them, how can people get in touch with you so they can start this process?
Oh, yes. Please feel free to call me at 240-997-4024. One of the things I do for small businesses is if you call me, you pull your package together, send it to me at roderick.johnson@sba.gov. And
Look, we'll be right back. But when we come back, I want to talk about how long should a bank take to get a loan?
Yeah. And I also want to ask him some more questions about what we were just talking about, the debt and all
Absolutely,
of that.
absolutely.
Yeah, we'll be right back after these messages here on the Small Business Report on SiriusXM Channel 141, WHUR Voices.